Greetings, Dante, and welcome to Heresy. Again, yes, look, I'm walking upon liquids. I'm playing football upon liquids. Yes, greetings everyone, welcome back to Dante's very misordered Inferno. I kind of mixed up the circles last time. I said we were in violence, wrong. We were actually, well, we were in violence, but now we're in heresy. Violence is the 7th circle, heresy is the 6th one. I don't think anyone's actually keeping count, but I just wanted to, make sure we've got some narrative continuity here. So we kind of skipped ahead, and now we've come back. It doesn't matter too much. Don't think about it too crazy. He's gone. Anyway, in the previous episode, we kind of ignored our little pool room a little bit too much, and we may actually have to do that again today, because we also discovered an ice trader, which is like super exciting. That's definitely something that I would like to be involved with, perhaps extramaritally. I don't know, it depends what they're up for. I just kind of want to see where it goes, I'm not trying to get into anything too soon. We are completely and entirely out of water. 0, nil, nothing, skooseg. We got absolutely nada. Now, in preparation for this, I have begun to cry.
He gives water to the dead.
But I have it under some authority that that's probably not enough. So I'm also going to be trying to enclose that space. We're going to purchase the items from the droid, and then what we'll do is we will run them into this vending machine. Now, I'm pretty certain, and by pretty certain I mean like entirely certain, that there is a way to get him to sell you stuff into the vending machine, but I can't find it. So the second best thing is going to be to just wall in the whole thing. I've gone ahead and made some walls and sheets for that. And we'll just seal it in, buy the stuff, and then run some chutes out the front door that will basically pull a vacuum in there. That's the plan. So it's a little goofy, but it is going to get the job done. Now, we do actually eventually want to fully enclose this thing and make it airtight and do all that stuff so that we can bring in all sorts of traders. But, that's also like the future. That's not necessarily something I'm working on right now. We probably also can take apart these 2 landing pad segments. And the rationale for that is we don't really need them. I can just drop these as a liquid pump and a volume pump. We don't need these right now, and with them up, we actually have access to... Is angle grinder next? Yeah. We actually can fully enclose this space. We will need to build an airlock into it, which is fine, because I do eventually want to make this its own room anyway. So, we're kind of just getting ahead of it a little bit. And I probably want to also make this a 7x7, which means that the walls we're about to put down are actually going to end up outside, or sorry, inside that space, which isn't great because it's double work, but you know what, let's just do it to get this done. It's going to be a while before that's a priority. We definitely need to pivot over to making water before we do anything else. I think 2 high is fine. At what point do you give me trouble? Okay, and to let this guy out, we are going to have to actually, we're probably going to put down some hanger doors in the future, but I think he'll just fly through the roof. If I'm completely honest, I don't think it matters. He might like smash through the roof, which would be incredibly funny. I wonder if the game is smart enough to detect that there's something above the ship when he tries to leave. Maybe. So the problem we ran into last time, for those of you who have forgotten, or was it last time or the time before that? I don't remember, is that we could buy ice from this dude, but it puts it in your hand. Which is a bit of a shame, because then it just sort of evaporates and then sets you and everything around you on fire. Pretty standard landing pad problems. You know how it is. So we don't want that. Surprise, surprise. Being on fire, very out of season right now. Very on brand, but very out of season. Okay, so that's all going to be Hold on, how do I want to do this? This is all going to be, this is going to be the airlock, because we do need an airlock so we can pull a vacuum in there and then also still get in and out, right? Okay, lovely. There we go. All set up and ready to rock. Now, we do need to do a little bit of hole plugging in order to get this thing to work. That's going to include welding that in for the airlock. That's going to have to become airtight, as is that one. We'll probably put the big old vent up here, and it can just pull power from that. I think we've got all the bits and even some of the pieces that we're going to want here. Yeah, that all looks good to me. So let's go ahead and get the plastic in. Alright, I believe that is everybody. All sealed in and ready to go. So this is now an enclosed space. When he leaves, he's going to bust a hole through the last two of these. Which does make me wonder if we could just get away with having like a single 1x3 hangar door there instead of having to do the whole thing. But I don't know. I've never really dealt with the hangar doors in any capacity whatsoever. So I don't know what's required at all. I don't know if the base that this is under is airtight. That's probably something we should just weld up just to be safe. And I guess that goes for all of these, actually. I mean, it cost us half a gram of steel or whatever, so I'm not too worried about it. The terrain definitely is, so I'm not too worried if there's a bit of exposed space, because most of it, if it's under the terrain, will be fine. I mean, there's only one way to find out, right? Let's go ahead and get ourselves a large vent, a couple of doors, and a couple of smaller vents as well, just so we can vacuum out that space. We don't really need the small vent, now do we? No. We just need 2 powered vents. Let's get one of those so we can make the large one, and we'll just put it in the airlock. Yeah, that works for me. The next thing we're going to want to do is run some chutes over there. Now, I have already pre-made a whole bunch of these just because they take forever to build. And I think we're going to run these sort of along the floor and then connect them up to that. So I think in order to do this, I need to hold a wrench in my hand. Can I splice into this network? No, I got to pick it up. Okay, it's not like the pipes. Okay, you're done. I think that'll be fine. And then we need you to make some electronic parts, which is always annoying. So yeah, let's just put this right over here. As silly as it sounds, this will work. We can do it like that? Question mark. We can do it like... Wait, we want the big one. There we go. We can do it like that. And then we need a screwdriver and this in our hand. This could be the world's most insane airlock. It just pulls you into the ceiling the second you turn it on. It's very funny. Okay, weld this. Cool, cool, cool. And then we put the screwdriver away, and that's ready to go. So we just need a passive vent on top for this thing to vent into. Or maybe over here on this... I'm on the ladder. Maybe this over here on the side. Yeah, that'll work. In fact, let's just run some pipe over there. Cool, that'll do fine. And then we just need to give it a passive vent, a couple of doors, and power, obviously, and this thing's ready to go. In fact, let's get it power right now. And we're just going to run this manually. No need for anything fancy. So you're going to bring it in? Is that right? Yeah, okay. You pull the vacuum on top of yourself. Excellent. Okay, don't blow the pipe up. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Get the vent. Get the vent. Get the vent. Okay, so now if we slurp it all out, goes over here. Okay, great. Yes, perfect. No, not that one. That one. These really should be different colors. That should become orange. Rocketworks, if you listen up, I don't know why you've made the power off and the outward the same. I know you could see it, but like with the little tooltip, but it's why not just have it be a different color? You can make it purple. I wouldn't mind. I'm not frustrated at all. Okay, what else do we need over there? We need doors. Doors and corners, kid. That's where they get you. While that prints, we can also brag a little bit, because I have solved the overheating problem here in the night gas. As you can see, it's down to 138. It was at 151. How has he done it? How has his genius superseded himself once again? That's probably not how you use that word, which is rather indicative of what's going on here. Well, I simply added this. I just added 3 large powered vents on the roof. I'll show you later. And I put in this little bit of code. So basically what it does is it just checks the temperature in the pipe, and if it's over 142, right, with a bit of testing, that seems to be the balance point, and it just turns those vents on and just dumps it all out. There's no other code. There's nothing to check like, oh, is it running at the same time as the other vents pulling stuff in? No, none of that. We don't do that around here, okay? Okay, again, this is anti-optimization content. All right, if you like optimization, be gone, because fear me, ye all who enter here, for I am become inefficient. Definer of entropy. Okay, manual hatch. You know what? Let's use a roll cover. Is that cool? Is that fun? Nah, and that's it. I don't think we need anything else, do we? Oh, right, the chutes. We probably need something else. So you are gonna get picked up, Mr. Chute Corner. Oh, wait, actually, I don't think you can do it like that. I think I need to pick up this one. I gotta go through again. I think I need to pick up that one and then put like a T-junction in. Do chutes have T-junctions? Am I losing my mind? Oh, so we're completely out of water. Like, I'm gonna die pretty shortly. Junction. Yeah, okay, they do. That doesn't make much sense to me. It's gonna go like that, right? Yeah. So we want to drop this. We want to pick this up. Drop that. Place this down as such, but it's going the wrong way. That needs to face the other way. Yeah, because this is the input to put stuff in the back. Right? Yes. Yes. Okay. So now we connect. And we'll just go along the floor out here. Probably fine. Heavy cable straight is blocking the way. In June? That's not even June. Stupid joke. Oh, getting over here is going to become impossible pretty soon. Hope you didn't have plans. I should just move the cable, huh? We should go down here. Yeah. Let's just do this right. I mean, this is temporary. I don't know why I'm putting so much work into it, but whatever. Temporary on this channel has a very different meaning to other ones. Is something I've learned pretty quickly as these series have gone on. I think we should have like a bingo card, like for each episode here, right? Like, does someone want to make one in the comments for us? Yeah. Like, will Large Unemployed say, "Oh, don't worry, this is temporary"? Will he decry the current state of affairs in the game and the world? Will he find a way to blame mechanics for his own incompetence? You know what? Just like the standard stuff. Is there going to be is there a Dante intro? Does Samwise Gamgee make an appearance? Is there potato content? Just all the greatest hits. Anybody want to get on that? If it was a way to make you a VIP, you'll be a VIP in my heart. Okay, there's no such thing as a channel VIP on YouTube yet. I keep begging them. But for now you'll just be a VIP in my heart. Okay, lovely. So that's all done. I will make this a window just for the vibes. There we go. And a bit of symmetry. Never hurt anybody. Except people who are critically afraid of symmetry. They're probably not too happy about it, if I had to guess. Blocked by landing pad digital. Yeah, nothing but haters out here. Nothing at all. I think you're gonna have to do something like that, right? Okay, so that's where our stuff's gonna go. And I am going to make that a window. Same reasons as before, just so we can see it on its way. And I think this should work. So if I throw a wall kit into here, we should see it make its way down. Oh, we saw it flash through there, and it should now have ended up inside of that vending machine. And yes, it is. I can click vend. Device is not turned on. Okay, step 1, that. Step 2, this. Excellent. Okay, and it is still a vacuum in here, which means we can pull the ice into this room, and then we can go drop it into an ice crusher. Okay, so we have the means to purchase ice. This thing is refrigerated, so it'll keep stuff at -50, so it's not going to melt on us. Let's go ahead and grab our cash dollar bills. These ones right over here. We will close this. We will go outside, and we shall purchase the goods. So we're going to close that. We're going to vacuum out this space in its entirety. That's going to happen pretty quickly. And we're going to find out even quicker if if the floor is airtight. So, how you doing? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll be over here. That's a nice chute. Someone should really put some ice through that or something. I want to know how the other half lives. Not very well, it turns out. Damn, girl, you live like this? I mean, there's clearly functionality here. I wonder when we'll be able to fly our own shuttles. That would be awesome. What have we got? We've got what looks like a filter. We got a couple of energy cells, definitely for batteries. Pilot seat. Flows in. We've got an airlock of sorts over here. I'm assuming that's for locking down a tank. Maybe that's your fuel? Yeah, that's probably the fuel, right? And then you got a little storage rack. You got a little storage rack again. This is definitely the storage studs. Wonder what this is designed to be. Maybe a suit rack of some kind? Yeah, possibly. But this is working. We are pulling a vacuum. We'll have to do this every time. So this is definitely a once in a while kind of thing, not an everyday kind of thing. All right, so what's the purpose of this? We're buying a bunch of oxide, which is mostly just to keep it in that vending machine for now, so we can get this guy out of here. But we're also buying the bunch of oxide for... There is other value to it, right? Which is that we can turn it into water. And as many people have pointed out in the comments section, the math works out very, very well for us to turn oxide and volatiles into water. For every 5 moles of oxygen you use, you end up producing 9 moles of oxygen. If you then take the combusted components, turn it into water, and then run that through plants. There is definitely value to it, and I think this floor is not airtight. Yeah, no, I think air is coming back in because that should be done by now. So we need to get underground, dig it all up, and weld it solid. Okay, that's good to know, though. So the landing pads are not airtight. Even though it is a full block, it's like visually sealed. It's not mechanically sealed, like for the game's purposes. Okay, this is good intel. Again, I've never really dealt with this kind of project, so that's all news to me. Happy to be learning with you. So let's grab this. We need to do one of these. Hunger I can do something about. Water we are flat out. So this is a bit of a distraction. But I did want to get this stuff off this dude before he disappears with all of my oxide. Because I think like that much oxygen, we will need to build a bigger greenhouse if we want to continue to do water production here at scale. But that much oxygen, he's carrying around like, you know, a couple hours of in-game production at our current pace. Much more than that, actually. So it would be a bit silly not to take advantage. Even if it does cost us a clone. Okay, let's see. This is unfortunately repressurized. But this really should empty out by now. That vent is unfathomably quick. And yeah, that's now working. Okay, cool. It was not airtight. That's good. It's good to know. Okay, look at that. And we pulled a vacuum. Yeah, that's how quick it should have been. All right. So, you, Mr. Trader, you should sell me. I'm interested to know if I buy 51. Where's that going? Did it go into the vending machine? The vending machine was turned off. That's why it was going into my hands. So stupid. Oh, man, I'm so dumb, dude. I'm so dumb. Get the hell out of my house. I was like, why is this not working? I'm sure this should work. Oh, God. Hey, could you listen, buddy? Could you not? Could you not with that? Oh, God, this game's so good. Oh, it's so good. It's so good, dude. It's so good. Okay, well, I'm glad we could all go on that journey together. Let's go get this stuff out of the base. And there it is. Oh, that's so funny. Alright, give me an ice crusher. Iron, gold, copper. We'll probably want one of those. And that's just going to put its ice into this gas mixing line right over here. Because oxide is pure oxygen, but other gases aren't necessarily, and you never know what we might come across. So right now, you'll see that this pipe is at 26C, and that's because this thing has been running successfully. It's heating this pipe up, and as you can see, that is now activating these three large vents over here, which are the ones that are linked up to that code, and they're just purging it during the daytime, and just keeping that temperature low. It seems to be, I mean, obviously the lower the better, but that seems to be the sweet spot so they don't run too often at night. Seems to work pretty well. Okay, this has all been vacuumed of volatiles, which is great, and I'm probably just going to put simple pressure regulators on these pipes just to dump them if they're above 5 megapascals, so we don't have to think about that because those are atmospheric gases. We don't really care. What we're going to do now is make sure that this is closed. Yes, the liquid volume pump is closed because that's just got pollutant in it, and we're going to turn this on. And what that's going to do, probably, is dump a lot of that stuff. That's what I was worried about. Yeah, we've got, what's that, liquid pollutant in the room? Mixed with nitrous. Oof. Yucky. How did we spill? We blew out the pipe. Okay. To be expected, we probably should have, like, an overflow valve with a drain or something. And oh no, that's too many ice mixers, buddy. Ice crushers? Well, at least we'll crush it quickly. Let's go ahead and just vacuum the space out. There you go. Nitrous is setting the vent on fire, but I think it's just a rather dramatic effect. I don't think there's too much actual burning going on. You gonna get busted? Nah, you'll be fine, right? Right? Okay, well, we do need to take that out. I think for now, we're probably just gonna not have this. Because then it just won't output anything into that. It basically pushed all that liquid into the pipe. It pumped it in, and that made it go kablamo. All right, now we can dump you into this pipe. There we go. So to make sure we don't hit the pollutant liquefaction levels. And we'll see, we've dumped a bunch of heat in, but that will cool down, and the aircon will deal with it. And this will heat up, and then the vents will dump it out, and then at nighttime they'll pull more in, and it'll all work out in the wash. Not too worried. As the temperature comes down, the pressure drops too. And here we go. We've got 46 moles of O2 in there. Plus another 17 in here. It's not crazy, is it? Oh, and there's the pollutant. Well, to be completely honest, the stress in the pipe is not too much of a concern. We can start filtering the pollutant out, though. The gentle fire burning in the distance. We just need some pipes. Okay, we can start siphoning out our pollutant from that one. And then let's pick up the next one, which is going to be nitrogen. And of course, nitrous too.
Health critical.
Yeah. I don't think there's much we're doing about that.
Hunger critical.
Yeah, that's probably something we could do about. Though at this point, I think it might be a bit moot. I'm not gonna lie. Gotta love a little campfire, don't you? Okay, with our last dying breaths here, I do want to put down this final ice crusher. We'll probably put it right over here. I think, where do we get power? In through the front? How are we going to get power to you? Maybe we'll just do it like this. Yeah. Where do you fit nicely? I want you a nice, neat spot for you. Nowhere. Nowhere is the answer to that question. None whatsoever. I suppose we can just connect it to the yellow line. Yeah, okay, that's fine. So you can just go right there. And we need some iron sheets, I think, to weld you up. If I'm not mistaken. And then it's just like a screwdriver or something. Cable coil. There you go. Okay, lovely. And that's done. That's pretty much it. Okay, I do, before I actually perish, need to go touch the respawn point. 2%. Think we'll make it? Probably not. Probably not. Oh, I'm a gamer. I'm such a gamer. Okay, Dante, I'm coming home. I just had the weirdest dream that, like, I built a whole box to trade ice with the guy, but it wasn't needed, and then I kind of waffled around for a few minutes waiting to die, and then I crawled my way into this small room, which some part of me keeps promising to automate or something. Oh, these aren't even real words, are they? And then I just kind of died in the doorway, and oh well, I mean, that's definitely not how I want to go. Oh no. Oh, it's tragedy, dude. It's tragedy. Oh, okay, hold on. Let's loot up here. Okay, it's Tarkov, full loot, etc., etc. Alright, well, I guess get me back out there. I got stuff to do. Damn it, we were on 53 days. 53 days, no deaths, you know? Ah. That is actually frustrating. I didn't expect to be at the point where I was like, yeah, no, I care. Remember the death spiral we were in a few episodes ago? How the turntables, huh? Okay, I know we could get liquids out of this thing. I don't want them. So I'm just going to pretend they don't connect. And we're just going to do this. This is going to chill the gases out in here quite a bit. I did talk a big game about only pulling gas into here when it's at the right temperature. Right now it's a bit warm. I think it's still worth our time to just forget about it and do it this way. So let's vend 51 ice. Let's run this over to the crusher and see what this does, because I'm pretty sure this puts ice into the atmosphere. I see. I'm glad we didn't just put this straight in, because this does produce nitrogen. You see that? And it is bringing the temperature down. So now that we're at 30°C, I do, hold on. I do want to be very careful that we get all the pollutant out of this line before we run any more ice through, just because it's going to liquefy. It's all very manual, but that's okay. It's nice, well, you know, cool is a strong word, but it's cooler pollutants, so we can pull that out. I also don't really want the CO2 ending up in my tank, because that's just going to cool it down. It's not the worst thing in the world, right? I mean, how often do we end up cooling the CO2? Not very often, I suppose, is the answer. So yeah, we'll just drain this out. There you go. Look at that, 300 moles of oxygen, and counting. Yeah, no, this was definitely not a bad idea. Okay, so we need to run this pipe all the way to that side of the base, or maybe even just down here, I don't really mind, and we need to start making some water. And that's what this whole area over here is going to be dedicated to. We're going to have multiple water burners, probably facing in that direction. We'll have an H2 combustor, I'll probably do 3 H2 combustors, 3 atmospheric filters pulling out the water, and then we'll have to find a way to cool them over here. And then that's going to connect up to a water tank, which I believe this is already connected to. No, that does not have a liquid tank connected. So let's go ahead and get a liquid tank. Let's start with that. We'll get that placed down, and that's going to be our water tank. Perfect. Here it is. And honestly, that can probably go downstairs. And let's actually grab that liquid pipe and just run a little bit of that as well. Okay, where do we want you? Probably there. Yeah, probably right. Can I like put something down that I can stand on? I think so. If I do that, and I hook, we can parkour this. I'm not gonna go get a ladder. You can't make me. Yeah. Aha! There we go. Take that, Minecraft short parkour segment. Okay, I could read Reddit to that kind of gameplay any day. Alright, so we put this there. That's our pool water. That's the backup. When we put them in the spin cycle, you see. I can't run pipes along here. Can I run pipes along here? No. No, I cannot. I can run it along the top, but not the bottom. Honestly, the hypocrisy of the modern male. I guess we could just go out the front of the door, right? Yeah. And I'm just going to connect to these planters while I'm here anyway. All of this is eventually going to get covered with beautiful floorboards. Now, you may say to yourself, Lodge Unemployed, isn't it a little premature to be connecting up your water line before you have, you know, water? My answer to that would be yes, my child. Yes, shut up. Shut up. Shut your mouth. That's what I would say. Also, it just dawned on me that we don't want our water tank down here because we have that valve in the line for a reason, so that we can use the water elsewhere first if needed. So this is stupid and dumb, and I'm an idiot, and I should feel bad. And I do. Constantly. Mostly because of comments like that. You're very mean, you know that? I have a feeling we could probably purchase water ice at some point. In which case, it would be very nice to have access to these extra ice crushers. So maybe they're not. Maybe I'm not a big stupid head after all, huh? You ever think about that? You meanie? And on a similar vein, like this should connect this way, right? Yeah. Okay, cool. So that would connect up to all those planters at some point. All right. Well, it's good to know that we have the ability to link all this up at some point, should we choose to, because we're gonna have to. But we're just gonna pretend we don't have to right now. Oh wait, hold the front door. I am stupid. I should have trusted my gut. This valve is for this, not for that. This pipe should connect up here, not down here. Yes. Okay. When you're so dumb, you're right. Yeah. We need to do something like that. There we go. That's more like it. So this can go up there. Okay. You ready for parkour round 2? I'm really glad we spent half of this life's hydration doing this. It's not like that's a precious resource or whatever. Okay, so my rationale for doing this now, and I'll be honest, there wasn't much, was now at least when we do produce the water one day, hopefully, perhaps, we'll have somewhere to put it. So, you know, really? Who's the idiot now, I mean, it's probably still me, but you don't have to say it out loud. Okay, so, another ice crusher? Another ice crusher, sir? I've got so many. I don't want it. I do not. Alright, so what's left in this pipe right now? We've got 24C of pretty chill gas. I'm going to let all of these completely vacuum out. I basically want that to just be O2 before we get too carried away here. And we need to do a bunch of printing. We need to make ourselves atmospherics units. Looks like this died? How did you die? What are you connected to? I must have cut a line somewhere. Or overloaded it? I probably overloaded it. I can only assume that that is this line. It is clearly not. Okay. I can only assume absolutely nothing. That's still working. We should probably go figure out what that's about. And then oh, hold on. Let's get the atmospheric stuff printing. Atmospheric. So we're going to need a lot of these. So you can just run, and we'll go check out what's going on. Okay, you get your power. Uh-oh. Something exploded. I mean, it is the Day of Heresy, so those can be different colors, sure. You got power again? Yeah. What? What? Why? Why did you disappear? Was it the fire? Surely not. Surely not. Huh. I couldn't tell you. Also, Rocketworks, could we put this window at a height that, you know, the player can actually visualize? That would be great. Call me up if you want any more gameplay design tips. I'm very good at it. I've been told by my mom. Oh, we run out of iron. On this day of our Lord 2025, you run out of iron. Oh, you piece. Okay, so what are we doing here? What are we doing here? God, isn't that not just the question for the ages? We are doing an H2 combustion kind of gig. So we need to do a bit of gas mixing ahead of time. We got to mix volatiles and oxygen. Yes. Oxygen. Yes. And we'll do that. We'll run this pipe. Can go around the back, you see? And it can come out over here. And it we'll do an oxygen filtration setup right over yonder. We'll have a big old oxygen tank right there. That's completely fine. Why not? Put it next to this. Why not? And then, yes, then we'll do gas mixing here. So that's going to require us running a volatiles pipe, probably underground, to connect up over yonder. We'll have a gas mixer. We'll need a gas mixing tank, which can probably go right here. And then that gas tank will feed into H2 combustors. Okay, so I need quite a lot here. I'll need at least 2 H2 combustors and 2 water filters, right? So that's 4 of these, and we'll need one of them to filter oxygen as well. And that's perfect. There we go. We ran out. That's the exact amount I was looking for. Okay, I also need to go mine more silicon, clearly, because we need to print a lot more pipes. In fact, we should do that now because pipes are going to be... we're going to need them just be passively printing as we go. Yeah, okay. Because we're going to need to run a lot here. So if I go to pipe, I think we're completely out of silicon. All the stuff I made, I turned into plastic sheets like a goober. So let me turn on the old goggles and go mining. Okay, there we go. A full load of ore coming in hot. Very nice. It is scalding outside, and we are using a lot more jetpack fuel than we should be. I must be heavy. I don't know. I don't know what the reason. I'm just too swole. My swag is too powerful. They're gonna kill me. All right, first off, lock that back into its correct place in the UI. We got 264 silicone. That'll definitely do the trick. Let's pump in. Wait, am I pumping out or am I pumping in? What's going on here? Who am I? Where am I? What's happening? I'm afraid. You're 125C. You know what? You might as well go ahead and get all this while you're at it. Okay, if I turn that off, it stops processing at, under 100C. Okay, so that's definitely where we want to be. And it looks like if we just slowly pump it in, that will indeed keep the temperature fairly low, which is ideal. And we just want to keep doing that until the silicon finished processing. So just your 10 liters seems to be the perfect amount. You can go down to 9. How about 8? 8 is a little bit too much pressure still. Okay, there we go. We got it. If I put that on, it goes to 10. Okay, good. Let's let the silicon out. Now we got all that gas. Very cool. You're at 24C, and it's mostly nitrogen and oxygen in this line right now. We could vacuum this out to get some more nitrogen, but I don't want to have to heat all the oxygen up again and then deal with all the pollutants and crud. So we're just going to do that. Let's grab a little bit of our silver. Let's put this away for starters. Let's grab this silver. We'll push half a stack into the furnace real quick. That's just to flash the temperature higher. There we go. That is over silicon smelting temp. Perfect. And we can chuck that in there. All right. In the meantime, yeah, why don't we go ahead and call it another trader? Build NYC. We can interrogate you. Very cool. Hell yeah. Okay, grab this. Let's go ahead and put that in there alongside some steel, which is increasingly diminishing. There's a lot of it in there. Okay, put this down. Get the stacker going. And what do you got for me? You're contacted. Okay, dope. All right, so you can come into land. I wonder if that's gonna fit. You see how much damage he does on the way in? I don't know if they land. I'm gonna be honest, boss. I don't know if that's gonna fit. That might be a little tight. You think you can squeeze in through the two? This is a medium trader. This one's a 5x5. He can make it. He'll make it fit. He'll figure it out, right? He's gonna work. Oh, oh no! Oh no! What happened? No! Oh no! What the hell? Oh, dude, the fire spewing out of the door is so good. Oh, what the hell happened, dude? Oh, I gotta know. What is this gas mixture made of? If I fly in here, what's burning? Volatiles and oxygen. Hey, I mean, that could be one way to get some. It's a little hot. The desolation. Oh, hey, he mined some more for me. That's nice of him. Yeah, these dreams are getting increasingly elaborate and full of debris, aren't they? Okay, I do want to know what that man has to sell me, but I don't want to do it like that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think maybe we do a little switcherooby here, and we're just gonna pull this up to avoid any unfortunate displacement of individuals and their lives. I must say, I gotta give props to the animators on this one for how fervently this man wiggles his crowbar. He's feeling every jiggle, you can tell. This is a professional here. Okay, so I didn't know this, but apparently, I guess it is possible to commit murder in Stationeers. You heard it here first. That man went down hard. Poor dude, he just wanted to, he's just coming to sell me some biscuits or whatever. He's just got bodied. Oh, that's good stuff. That's good stuff. This is good stuff. Okay, land. Get in here. Alright, this time don't blow up. Hello! Ah! That's a little close. I think it might be a tight fit to come say hi. I don't know if that's quite the look we're going for here. Hold on. Okay. Good evening, citizen. What have you got for me? You'll sell me some building supplies. I don't really need any of this. You will buy... Ooh, you're a moneymaker. Okay, big money. But we have met you already, so we can actually send you away and bring you back. I will gladly sell you this stuff. So you'll give me 12 bucks for stellite? That's crazy good. We could make that. That's not that tough. You'll give me 3 bucks, 2 bucks for solder. This is totally doable. This is like totally doable. Okay, get out of here. Let's see what the other guy has to offer, because we actually have 2 traders on the roster right now. I just want to make sure that neither of them sells water or like a fire extinguisher or, you know, something we can use to keep the party going. Nebula nuggets. Okay, he's gone. Okay, we gotta be quick about this because that guy's leaving in 2 minutes. Hello, my good fellow. You will... another oxide trader. Okay, well that's a pretty easy sell for a guy like me. To buy a heavy mining drill for 250. You want 2 of them? I mean, that's the easy sell, right? What does that cost me? Heavy mining drill? You cost me... Electrum Invar Solder? That's such an obvious choice. Yes, we will definitely be doing that. We'll also be buying your entire stock, because for 150 to get that much oxygen is crazy. It's absolute madness. I might actually just buy your coal, because it's a real pain in the ass to farm, and I need more steel. So give me 400 coal. We're about to make a fortune selling you that. That basically paid for the coal. And you know, honestly, the same for the gold. It's a pain to... we don't need to get the gold. We don't need the gold. We don't need the gold. Don't be lazy. I mean, there's lazier than there's that. I just know we need a lot for steel soon. Let's make this guy a couple drills quickly. That's a bit embarrassing. We actually don't have enough Invar to do both. Okay, we can do 1 for now. We'll have to just make a quick batch of Invar, I guess. That's the steel? Yeah. Invar is not too tough to do. Alrighty, you want me to get up to 1.2 kilokelvin, 18 to 20 megapascals, iron and nickel, easy. Easy. And it's 50-50, right? Yeah, 50-50. Oh, he's gone? Yeah, he's gone. Okay, never mind. Price is averted. Other dude's left. So, yeah, he was just going to sell us the thing, but there's no rush now. We were going to just sell him some ingots. Money doesn't really help if we don't have anyone to sell it to. Like, we don't have anything to buy with it, right? Okay, so let's pump out a bunch of this gas. We just don't need it. There we go. We'll take that temperature way down, and the reason we're doing that is so that we can close this. We'll put in some fresh volatiles from the hot tank. Cool, that's plenty, and then we'll just run the silver through, and that's going to go crazy hot. There we go. Easy. And now we run that. And now it's just about the temperature. And with that, to get that, we can just pump in gas. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, we gotta hook up. Once we have that O2 line, we gotta hook it up to this furnace so we can pump in oxygen. Yeah, it's gonna cool it down too much. Dang. So close. Okay, now we just need to tweak the pressure. It's a little too high. Gotta love a little invar finagling. There we go. Okay, 500 invar. That's gonna be all the invar we need for a very, very long time. Probably gonna have to do a lot of that again with things like solder and the like, but that's okay. Yeah, I don't really like selling alloys. I find it very annoying because they're a bit of a pain to make sometimes. Okay, then we just need a pair of large batteries, which I have got right over here. Let's go ahead and put those in. And stop you guys rolling your way over to the to the border. You can just chill out right there, please. We'll sell this dude these two and then be on our way. Sell you 2 of those. 500 bucks. Get out of here. Alright, so we don't really have time today to really do much more of this atmospherics work. That's going to be saved for the next episode. The one thing we can do, though, is just set up quick bleeder valves on these tanks over here, just to make sure that we don't accidentally overpressurize and blow ourselves up with the stuff we're pulling out of those pipes. I don't think it's going to be a problem for the volatiles tank ever, but you know what? Let's just be careful, shall we? I don't think it hurts to not blow yourself up by mistake. So we're going to grab this. We are going to grab... Do I have any pressure regulators? I have 1. Okay, I'm assuming we could make another one pretty easily. Pressure regulator is iron, gold, and copper. Well, guess what I just found? 1 gram of copper. Just like Mama used to make. Yeah, I have a feeling that, much like that poor dude in Moon... Or what's the recent remake of Moon called? Mickey 17, that's right. I don't think this particular clone is particularly long for this particular world. I think he might be in a little bit of trouble. You come up there. Why don't you do me one of these right there? Where's this other line? It's like right there. That seems right. And there we go. Beautiful. And using the labeler, we can set the pressure, so we'll just set that to 5,000 for both of these. And again, that's just 5,000 kilopascals. So that'll just let stuff through once we hit that line. And I think we'll just connect up to both of these. Well, you know what? Actually, I don't actually want to connect up to that line. I think we do want to run an extra long cable all the way down. And the reason for that is automation. I don't want to accidentally have a pressure regulator on this line at some point and get myself got that way. So we'll just run these down through the ground as such, and then we can connect them up in between episodes. And don't worry, I'll make sure all of this is running in my next life. And yes, I did see that I disconnected a pipe over there. Don't worry. Don't panic. I mean, panic a little bit, but maybe not for this. Okay, turn both of you on. Both linked up. Hell yeah. Alright, and now, to die with dignity once more. And by with dignity, I mean with incredible shame, because we've still failed to produce water. I am very bad at moving in a straight line, aren't I? I mean, the base do be looking kind of crazy, though, with all the new stuff. You gotta admit, there's a certain je ne sais quoi, as the French say. Couldn't quite put my finger on what that means, but I'm sure it's good.
Temperature critical. Temperature low.
Oh, it's a little chilly. Oh, if only there was some way to automate the cooling of this room. Now, that's simply far beyond the technology we presently possess. Well, Dante and Dante, it's been great to have you both. I sure hope you guys get to meet Dante one day. You're gonna love him. He's a great guy. He's very good at switching hands rapidly back and forth. Lined up with each other. Thank you all so much for being here. It's an absolute pleasure to play this game every single time. I love it beyond words. And as always, Dante, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers. You made it to the end of the video. Congratulations and thank you. That puts you in the top 3% of viewers. Here's another video that YouTube thinks you're going to like, and here is a list of all the patron and channel member names. If you don't see yours on there, you can find a link down in the description where you can sign up and support this content directly. If your name is on there, you probably already know that, huh? So, what are you still doing here?